Even the New York Times, having consistently encouraged this often cruel hoax on children, is now finally having second thoughts. Its recent reporting drew criticism from some of the world's leading gay activists, the kind of writers who normally feel right at home at the New York Times. An open letter to the paper, signed by 200 activists, including Australia's own Hannah Gadsby, accused the paper of, quote, irresponsible, biased coverage of transgender people. It went on, the Times has repeatedly platformed cisgender, that is non-transgender, people spreading inaccurate and harmful misinformation about transgender people and issues. This is damaging to the paper's credibility, and it is damaging to all LGBTQ people, especially our youth, who say debates about trans equality negatively impact their mental health, which is a contributing factor to the high suicide rates for LGBT youth." Unquote. To its credit, the New York Times responded to this shot across the bow by publishing an opinion piece defending J.K. Rowling, the British author whose crime, according to the trans lobby, is to outrageously object to men sharing women's changing rooms. One of her detractors said she wanted to slit Rowling's throat. Charming. The tide is turning, albeit slowly. An investigation of 79 former patients at the Children's Hospital at Westmead in Sydney has now cast serious doubt about the long-term benefits of medications and surgery to transitioning children. And the Weekend Australian editorialised on Saturday, quote, "Evidence suggests that complex psychological forces not related to gender may be at play." You don't say. This issue is not about ideological viewpoints on gender, it is about the right of young people to receive proper medical care. Or no medical care at all. As we saw during COVID, the medical industry is often more interested in making a profit than the well-being of patients. 20th century German-American psychoanalyst Erik Erikson, the man who coined the phrase identity crisis, said adolescence is the period when it is natural to question who you are and what your role in the world should be. It's tough enough for kids living in a stable, loving family within a culture where certain principles are immutable. But the breakdown of the family unit, the lack of decent adult role models of either gender, and the relentlessly repeated message from teachers, politicians, and even parents that humanity has at best a decade or so left on this planet before we all fry to death, combined to compound the confusion and despair kids feel during this delicate phase. No wonder some of them find their way to places like the Tavistock Clinic or the Royal Children's Hospital in Melbourne, seeking solutions to anxieties they never asked for. If the tide is turning on this grotesque distortion of Western medicine, good. But there is one voice that is missing from those who are bravely standing up against it all. Right now, Sydney has been taken over by the LGBTQI crowd for World Pride. The city is awash with rainbow colours, supposedly encouraging gay people to not be so shy about their sexuality. As if that's necessary anymore. But what they are shy about is defending teenagers from medical practitioners and cultural zealots who are encouraging them to make drastic, permanent decisions that they might later regret.